Hey, this is Jenny Jones, Digital Growth Hacks Club. All right, so listen, I am here today with my Wednesday winner. You might be surprised. I don't know, maybe you won't. If this is your first time to this channel, please go and like, subscribe. You never know what kind of tools, what kind of lifetime deal tools I'm going to put together, hack together, help you improve your business. I want to first of all, and take this moment to thank all of my subscribers. You guys have been running with me since day one. I definitely want to thank my community, my inner community that's been running closely with me, all those who are Hackpack 4 and above. As a result, I'm going to be having a giveaway next week. A free tool, right? And when the last time you got something free? We'll call it's duty free, tear free. It's free, right? So I'll be starting that contest next week, next Monday. So stay tuned. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel. Make sure you turn on notifications so you don't miss my drops, my marketing Mondays. But listen, my Monday Madness from AppSumo. But listen, I have a Wednesday winner chicken dinner. It took me a while, and I had to, you know me, I always have to try to see what the magic powers is of a tool. So what I did was I went through, there's a flash sale here, gone on a flash. All right, so make sure you guys, what do we have here? And this just showed up. So they have Alvanda, Frictionless, Gen Page, and Dropboard. Interesting. All right, well, it's here. It's a flash sale. Flash sales drop on Wednesdays. Got it. Need to know that. So let's take a look. So again, I am running a contest. It's going to be crazy, right? Free. Finally giving away a free tool. I really like that opportunity to be able to do that. So let's get into my Wednesday winner, right? Some of you guys probably already know it. I shouldn't even tell you guys. Is it Brilliant Directories? No, of course not. They're tried and true. You know what they do? Jammy? No. Unifier. Unifier's done some things, right? And regardless of what you think about Unifier, Unifier is a fire tool. It's very unique in what it does. And they've also added branding, so you can load your branding and you can load up multiple documents to do your writing off of. So if I wanted to write something, wanted to write a blog report, wanted to have 2 or 3 different sources, I can do that. So Unifiers, I like the way they're developing because they're developing very, very fast. So keep out for a tool like that. Is it? No, it's not like Zuka. It's not that. Is it live to? No, it's not that. Is it Nope, not Answerly. Answerly, I had to look into that a little bit more. They have unlimited. Is it Upcoach, Quick Reel, Grower, Milk? Oh, I missed it. It's Orchestra. Now let's take a look at this tool, right? So I'm just going to be straight up honest with you, flat honest with you. I was looking at this tool and I was like, you know me. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to line it up against, to me, which I think is the standard, Agency Handy. And I'll show you how the two line up. Spoke to the founder for a long time, maybe 11:30, 12 a.m. this morning, right? Different time zones. Those are the challenges that you have. So not only did I do that, right? I got into the tool. I dug into it really, really deep. Had it start off with a tier 2, moved to a tier 3. And there's a reason why I moved to a tier 3, right? So I already have Agency Handy, all transparency. You guys know how I do here. Like my community say, like Adrian says in my community, she loves it that I keep it 100. So Adrian, I'm keeping it 100, keeping it 100 as we will today. So let me tell you there's things I like about it and some things I'm like, okay, I can live with it, right? So I ended up getting a tier 3. And the reason why I got a tier 3 is because they've made some changes here that are not reflected on this AppSumo page. So just so you'll know, and he shared it in the notes below. And once they change the page, you'll see it. But emails sent from custom domain, you're going to get that now in tier 3. And that was the reason why I went up to tier 3. And I wanted to get the granular permissions where I could have people who are working on my team. I can say, nope, you can't see this. You can see that. You can see this. You can't see that. Right. So this gives me the fully white labeled experience here. You get that with the tier 3. And then tier 4, I think they give you more space is what they're doing here. It hasn't been reflected here. I heard this from the horse's mouth. That's what the CEO said. I'm almost certain. I think he mentioned it down here in his questions as well. So did he mention it? Tier 3 upgraded to send emails from custom domain. Oh, so it is. I was wondering if tier 3 been upgraded to send emails from custom domain. He said, yes, it has been. Now tier 4 also gives you way more storage. So that was the deal. I think that's what people were waiting on to get happen. Well, it's officially happened. I'm inside of my account and it is there. So it's live. They just got to get caught up with the marketing over here on this side. So, all right. So let's look at this deal, right? So the limitations, I think, in tier 2, and I'm not going to say it's a true limitation, but I think this is a small starter agency. 15 customers, you can do a lot of damage with 15 customers. So I want to take anything away from that. You don't get the custom emails. You don't get the integrations with the webhooks and things like that. So you really can't send things connected and send things with webhooks and send emails and stuff like that. So that's where you run into your issues. I don't think they have. So they do have webhooks. They don't have a couple of things yet, and they're working on, right? So, all right. So let's talk about that. So tier 2, to me, tier 3 is the sweet spot. Tier 2 is not bad, right? But tier 3 is a sweet spot. Now, let's go over the tool and let's talk about really quick. And I don't want to get over... I don't want to spend a whole lot of time talking about things that are not important. Let's take a look at how it stands up against Agency Handy, right? And there's a big difference. Over to my whiteboard. I love doing the whiteboard. I love doing that when I'm teaching the grad students. I love teaching that in my communities. I love teaching that in Hackpack University. I'm always showing people because I think people need to visually see it and see what's going on. So what you have here is this is Agency Handy's portal, right? Agency Handy, it's a little bit more expensive. They give you a couple more things and they give you a little bit more space, right? So what Agency Handy, this is their portal. I could run, just as an example, right? I could run one of my brands, 2 of my brands, 3. I could run 6 brands and then run 3 brands this is just a scenario setup. I can run a setup. I can run 3 brands for 3 separate clients. Literally, I can run client 1, client 2, client 3. Then I can run 6 of my own brands. And what I mean by own brands is I run multiple brands. I think a lot of people know me that I run a lot of brands. So I just want my branding to be consistent. And if you haven't seen my Agency Handy videos, I'm going to put a couple of links in the description where I'm showing you the different brands and how you can connect them and look differently. So everything connects here from one particular dashboard. You can just drop and just switch to each one. So here's also unique. Each brand, and I'm gonna put a link in here for Agency Handy as well, but I really want, Agency Handy is leaving in 7 days. I really want you to understand that this is really about Orchestra and Orchestra portal, because that is a Wednesday winner. Agency Handy has already been a Wednesday winner, but I wanted to at least give you show you the difference in the two, and maybe there's some things that you'll like in Orchestra that you don't see in Agency Handy. And there are some things that jump off immediately. So what you also need to know is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, that makes 9. You have 9 different Stripe portals, 9 different Stripe. So if you had a client and they wanted to connect their Stripe, they can connect their Stripe here. You had another client too, totally different client. They can connect their Stripe here, and so on and so forth. So this is, to me, this is an agency's agency, if that makes sense. This is an agency's agency. And again, like I said, they're leaving in 7 days. It's an agency's agency. This Orchestra portal, however, the Orchestra portal is a true portal for, hey, I just run one business. I want everything to run through one business. I want all of my clients to be able to come there, to be able to upgrade, to be able to upsell. And I handle all their stuff there. I manage all their projects. Now, to me, if I was running a full blown agency where I'm doing websites, I'm doing, I don't know, videos, I'm doing editing, I'm writing email letters for people. I'm just doing everything for them. Then Orchestra Portal is for you. This is one where you want to run and scale kind of on an enterprise level, and you want to run multiple brands, multiple revenue streams. Of course, I'm the master of that. My digital real estate master class teaches you how to run a large operation like this based on the Robert Kiyosaki's cash flow quadrant. So that's I run. This is what I do all day long. This right here, this is more traditional, and this is more what people looking for. This is, I don't need all this. This is a lot, and you got to know this is a lot of moving parts. Over here, it's running a lot slower, but it's running a lot more efficient. And I'm going to get into the hood, underneath the hood, and I'm going to show you the difference here, right? We already talked about this one. Let's talk about Orchestra and why it made my Wednesday winner. All right, so let's head over to the Orchestra dashboard and let's take a look at it. All right, so here we are inside of the agency dashboard. Now, the reason why I picked it up, because I picked it up for one of my other companies. So I run 3, and I picked this one up specifically for my investment company, right? I wanted to be very small. I wanted to be very intimate. I didn't want stuff everywhere. In Agency Handy, you just got stuff everywhere. You got Kanbans, you just got a whole bunch of stuff. This is something I wanted to move and make it a little bit personal. And this is exactly what I was needing. That's the reason why I picked it up. And it made perfect sense because my other company runs all of my brands, but it doesn't run this one. So it made sense to just leave that one with Agency Handy, and then made sense to move this one over here, right? So the way it starts out, and you just this is all the task. And I think what I like about this is because all of your clients are here, right? So I was a test customer here. Then I had a test customer called Nancy Smith, right? And basically what you do is you have all of your clients are here, right? And I'm trying to get used to the nesting. I just don't like the whole nesting thing. Now you can look at this and say, oh, well, is this like Notion? Is this like one or the other? It's not, because you have a payment gateway. Not only do you have a payment gateway inside of your portal, you can select if you want that person to pay single. You can have it where if that person wants to pay, hey, I charge a deposit. I want 50% down. I want 50% when it's done, right? Or I charge on milestones. Hey, when we reach this milestone, I would like to receive payment. It's a $10,000 project. Once we get to this milestone, I do want a quarter of the payment. So this kind of gives you some of the nuanced payment options. I think the power in this particular tool, what I was noticing is and I'm going to show it to you. I think what I've noticed is the ability to customize payments down to the nitty gritty. And you can't do that. I haven't seen any other tool that allows you to do that, right? So I'll just kind of show you how this works. Hey, and what this does is I'm here at tasks. I'm looking at all the tasks of all the clients that I have here. So let's say I've had 150 clients here. I can look at all the tasks, right? And I can come here and I can say, okay, so who still hasn't started yet, right? And then I can filter them, right? I can say, hey, you know what? Let me see the status, or what is the due dates, right? So I'll come here, I'll go due dates in the next 7 days. And I'll bring someone up there. Nothing's due in the next 7 days. I'll go due date this month, right? And so you can go through and you can do that, right? So that's just one way you can kind of filter. Man, let me get back to where I was at. Okay. I can't even get back. Where is it at? Oh, assigned to me. Is that me? Anyway, let's get back to all the tasks, and we'll go back here. We'll go back to all the tasks. I got kind of caught up in a loop there for a minute. All right. And so then once I know it's something she needs to do, or she hasn't started that, it's say to do, and I can move it. Obviously you can do the Kanban here. what's going to happen is every time the project moves, this particular person, if they're part of it, or this is Nancy Smith, she's going to get a notification. She's going to get an email and say, hey, your project has moved to awaiting feedback on you. So she's going to get an email that says, hey, we're awaiting feedback. So they're going to go in there. They're going to say, yeah, I think it looks good, what have you. Then you can allow her to move it, or she'll just do a checkbox or something like that. And then, so each one of these movements, there's a notification that happens via email. So this is more of if you're doing a large project, or you're doing a website, or you're doing a massive project, and you have these different ways you move them. But every single movement, somebody's going to get notified, whoever owns it. So I think I like that about this as well. So let me drill down on her particular setup here. So what I did was I wanted to kind of give you an idea of what you can do with this, because even though it's nested here, right, she has her own things, right? This is Nancy Smith. And what I'm going to do is have welcome here, welcome to your home account. Nancy Smith, here you'll find essential information about your account, so on and so forth. And I'm still experimenting with it a little bit. Then I have here I said, hey, just in case, what does she want to see inside of her portal? So, I still need to set an appointment with Jenny. So I go here and it says, hey, to set appointments here. And I'm still flirting around with this. This is, hey, you can go and set your next appointment by clicking here, right? And then a person clicks there and it takes them to my appointment calendar. I try to see if there's a way you can embed. I'm not certain. I'll have to talk to the founder there, but how you make these changes, you go here and then you can put the / there, and then it kind of gives you some of the basic formatting, some of the heading, the bullet list, numbered to-do lists, and things of that nature, so on and so forth, right? You can upload media here, upload an image from your computer. You can do that. URL, okay, text area, so on and so forth. So you can add all these different things here if you wanted to customize this anymore. And that's for each slot. So let me just show you an example of what I did. If I wanted to create a new document, I'll put that right here and I'd say, all right, so what do I want this document to be? And then you can go there, you can add your cover. You can add an icon here. I want this to be your portfolio listing here. So I'm going to list your portfolio here, so on and so forth, right? So these are templates. I made those into templates. So I can do templates here. I can definitely do that, right? So I've made these 2 templates, so I can add those and make those templates. So just to kind of give you an idea. Then you can go and say, can a subscriber can see it, or the subscriber can edit, right? And you can change the different details of that. So what I'm trying to tell you is this is a portal that has a lot of intricate details of particular projects. And again, now, one of the things I'll tell you, and I don't want to forget, so let me get back to it here. Talking to the founder, he says, listen, if you want to have multiple brands, you can. You just have to buy multiple licenses. So if I wanted to have 2 brands at the tier 3, then I would buy 2 tier 3s, right? That's probably what I would do. I wouldn't buy a license 4. I would buy two tier 3s. And he said that you can do that. And then what'll happen is when you come here, there will be another setting for you to switch to that. That's what he said you can do. So if you want to buy 2 brands, you really like this setup, you can buy 2 brands and you can run each brand separately. So that is something that you're allowed to do. Now, let me wrap this up, and I want to kind of show you let me show you how I use it and the reason why it's different a little bit from Agency Handy. So one of the things you can do, let me see if I can get there. So give me 1 second here. It's when it comes to the customization and the white labeling and all that, I don't really want to show a whole lot of mine because it gives up a whole bunch of email addresses and stuff like that. And I don't want to do that just yet. So I will show you how I want to deploy this a little bit differently, because Agency Handy gives you the ability, if we go back here, it gives you the ability to have like a landing page for each one of your brands. So if this is the brand here, it has a mini landing page with the services that you offer on there. So that works for that well. This doesn't have a landing page. What they have is payment links that link back to Stripe. So they said that what they did here was they really wanted it to, and he said he noticed that he didn't want to spend a lot of time building out the landing pages and allow people to still use their own landing pages, but put the payment links behind the choices. So let me show you how that works. So let's go back to that. And as we wrap this up, so let me talk about the billing options and let's get into that. All right. So, and I think what I like about it as well is you can actually view the screen as though you are the customer and you can see what they see. So that's a little bit more. So I didn't want to give you everything here. I know you can set up a certain workflow. I haven't set up a workflow yet. I'll let you take a look at that. But what I wanted to show you where the sweet spot where this tool absolutely kills is in setting up your plan. So I was messing around with it here. I set up a basic plan. So what you do is here, you can add a new plan. This is to me, this is the sweet spot of this tool, right? Having these intricate ways to charge people, because you know how you get creative and you want to charge people and do different things. You definitely can do that, right? So here we'll call that was the starter plan. We'll call it, I'll call this junior. We'll call this junior plan. I'll just call it junior plan. I'm just going to create this in front of you so you'll actually see it. So I'll go here. Junior plan is for clients who wish to have more hands-on. So I'll just leave it that. Like I'm just messing around with it, right? So what you do here is you could say, hey, one-on-one. This includes one-on-one calls, right? We'll have that. We'll add something else here. We'll say this is weekly meetups. Just giving you an example of what it includes. And so we'll just call it that, right? So we'll call it, you get one-on-one calls and you get and you get weekly meetups. Just give you an example. And I'm going to show you where this is going to make sense later. Obviously it's in the US dollar. So we'll go here. So now with the pricing options, this is where this tool freaking kicks butt, right? So you have here what's called, so milestone pricing is coming soon. I want to say he said it in the next week or two. And milestone is where, and just in case if you don't know what an agency does, or you're a junior agency, you're trying to figure it out. Milestones is if you're building a website for somebody and let's say it's cost $5,000 or $10,000 and no one's going to have $10,000 right away. Or they're mean like, hey, I can pay you in installments. You'd say, all right, well, once I get at least the front page built, or once we do an outline, I expect payment on an approved outline. So you make the different things that need to go into place. So once that's done, then I want at least a quarter of the payment. So you need to owe me $2,500 or something like that. So you can do that and you can set the milestones and then they approve it and says, yeah, I approve it. And then they approve the milestone payouts. No one is doing this. No one is doing this. So this is going to be a very, very nice feature. But let's go to the classic pricing because just in case, let's take a look at classic pricing, one-time or subscription. What I normally do with some of my agencies and some of the things that I normally do, okay, so we'll call this recurring subscription. Let's call this one $97 a month, right? $97 a month, tax default, whatever that is, whatever the count is. And then I will add I'll add a one-time payment. That's the setup fee. We're going to charge $500 for the setup fee. Right, it's a one-time cost. So nowhere have you ever seen, I know I haven't seen, but I get up to 4 different options here. I can come back and say, you know what? I want to charge you annually as well for just being on my services. I'm going to charge you $300, right? And you're going to pay that once every year. You see that? So I got once a month, I got a one-time payment, and I got once every year, and I can do at least one more payment. Never Like never have you seen that. And that's what I like about this particular tool for this particular setup that I have in this business, because I do that for this particular business. All right, so now we'll go to permissions. So inside permissions, you have customers can create new tasks. So my customers can go in here and they can create a new task, right? Or customers can change task status. Customers can manage their plans. Customers can pause this plan, right? So by default, that's off. We don't want the clients messing around, pausing the plan. Hey, let us know. Or a person may be paying monthly and say, hey, I need to reach out to you, because there's a chat that can go on in here as well. We can exchange information that says, hey, you know what? I'll say, go into your offer and we'll pause your plan. Or I can just take all these away and I can just, it depends on what I want. Depends on what I want to do. So we'll go here and we'll create the plan. All right, so we've created a plan. So the junior plan, you can see it from here. These are all active plans. The basic plan is, hey, just $47 a month. We got you, right? Or the junior plan is $97 a month, $300 a year, so on and so forth, right? So now let's talk about how you would use this on your page as we kind of wrap up. Before we wrap up, well, let me just show you that, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you integrations. And I think that should be about it, right? So here's how I use it on one of my pages, and here's where it makes sense. And here's how you're going to use it here. So you're going to come here, and this is one of my pages here. So when a person comes here, they're going to log in, they're going to do all this stuff. Now what they're going to do is, I started messing around, I haven't finished. I added it here, and it says, hey, because what you do is underneath, you put the link to your payment plan underneath here. This is a link to the payment plan. So let me show you what happens when a person comes here. This is the $48 plan. Let me go back to it. Is it $48? Yeah, this is the basic plan here. I don't know. I put 47. I was messing around with it. We'll go back here. I pasted it in, and you click this and you click on start free trial. So when you click over here, it says start free trial. So what you're going to do is a person is going to come over here and they're going to take them to the basic plan, which is $47. I think I put 48 on I was just messing around on the screen. So that's basically how that works. You're going to check out there. What's going to happen is this now takes you back to my website. And now after making a payment, the reason why I wanted to put my face back on camera is because I almost forgot one of the most key things about this tool. What happens is you can share and embed from any one of the payment selections here. But not only that, once they make the payment, an email is going to trigger, and it's going to send them an actual login and a magic link. Hey, you've been granted access to this. That's the part that I think this tool is starting to separate itself, is because once they click on that, once a payment is received, and I think this is very important, once a payment is received, an actual checkout, where is it at? Let me see if I can show it to you. Once the payment is in fact received, let me see if I can show it to you. Again, this is share or embed. You can share and embed, share the link, or just embed it. Let me show you the actual, what it's going to say. So here's where your share or embed will show up. So that's the share, or then this is the embed right here. You have to select your plan here. So go to embed and you select, hey, what plan are you selecting? And this is where it generates the link, and then it gives you the code there to put the actual link in there. So let me show you what the email looks like. That's what I was trying to show you. So what you also have is down here, these are permissions. What do you want them to get? When they sign up, you can do a free trial, you can do tasks, cancellation policy, and also you could do onboarding tasks here. So that's where you can put them in an onboarding loop. I want this to happen. You can do upsells. That's where I saw that. So you can actually do upsells. Did he update it? Oh, he said you could. He said he was going to work on it. Select the plan to update. Let's go to basic plan. So you can suggest a plan to subscribers. Let's suggest the Pro Plus plan. And so it's going to, once they get in there, they can be upsell doing a checkout portal. That's when they'll be able to do that. I cannot find the screen that sends the email. I had it. Let me find it. So this, I'm telling you, this has a lot of intricate details, which I really, really like. Let me find that. Gosh darn it. I couldn't find that link, but this is the email that you get. So it's going to have the logo up there. It's going to say, hey, your magic link for Jones Stewardship Group. You're one click away from accessing Jones Stewardship Group's services. Use the magic link below to log in instantly. So once you become a client, you're going to automatically get this. And that's what I'm saying. It's an email and then it takes you automatically in there. So this is fire. And it does that automatically upon payment. It sends you in. So yeah, there you go. And so that's how that works. Because what you do is you just copy this link, copy the shareable payment link, and you drop that in behind that actual link. So that's kind of how that works. So now what I want to show you is I want to show you integrations. So let's take a look at integrations. Let me show you integrations. Then we show you workflow. Should have did that first, but we'll look at integrations. So these are the different integrations that you have. You have Stripe. My Stripe is connected. You have Slack. You can get Slack notifications. You can have an affiliate program set up in there. And that's Zapier is coming soon, right? Which I've never seen a client give you webhooks before Zapier, but as a Sumo Link, I can appreciate webhooks before Zapier because I'm never going to use Zapier, right? And then you could, you can do your webhooks and set that up here, right? So let's take a look at the webhooks. Let's see how difficult it is. So you click here and look at the different things you can do. Subscribe to an event, task create, and all. This is where you can just do this and it'll send you emails. You can just set your webhooks, have it go into a Pabbly Connect or one of your other webhook type of programs, and you can check off what you want to happen on the webhook, right? Any notifications, anything like that. I really like this, right? This is very well thought out. I'm not going to lie to you, right? So you can do that. You can set up the webhook. So that's how the webhooks works. And let's look at the workflow. So this is how the I'm not really, and I'm still working with the founder on this. I don't really know how the workflows work, but I know you can add workflows. So once a person starts, they can start in here. And then if they're in progress, you can have waiting. You can just add different limits. How long do I want them there, including task limited, and so on and so forth. So you can have these different workflows here. That's on the main dashboard. I think that's about it. You're going to have the ability to also upsell. And I think that's coming. Let me take a look. Let me see. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Yeah, so I thought I can add that one. I saw it somewhere and I don't know where I saw it, but I know you can have the ability to upsell, and they said it's coming soon. So I don't know where I seen it at. I don't have time to dig for that. So for these are my active clients here. You go right there, and then to add a new client, add a new customer, you just go here and you add a new customer. This is what the email preview is going to say. Hey, your magic link was just sent, right? So that's what the email is going to say. I do not have my, haven't set up my email domain yet, my SMTP yet, but that's something I'm going to set up. And then it goes from there, right? And I think you can have a trial set up as well. This is very well thought out. I think, and what the best part about it is they're still adding more things to this, right? Your analytics is going to go here, right? Different things, different tasks worked on. So this will obviously fill up. I don't have mine filled up. Obviously 1 year, 3 month, 1 month, 7 day period. And I think that's it. So let's go back and look at the deal as we wrap up and see what's a good deal for you. So as we wrap up here, what you need to understand is it really depends. So cloud storage is going to be important, right? 200 gigs. If you're putting a lot of files up there, that's going to be important. You're going to want to make sure that you clean that up and all that. 200 gigs can probably go up pretty fast. If you're putting videos in there, I would probably recommend just putting links to videos or something like that. And you can have active customers, you can have unlimited. To me, tier 3s. If you want to have more than one brand, 2 tier 3s is perfect. And like I said, the founder says you can, as long as you buy 2 licenses, they will be able to connect them up together. I want to say with the same email address. I think that's what he said. So there you go. So, hey, you guys have been great. This has been Jenny Jones. Do not forget to tune Monday. It's going to be on and popping because I'm starting my first ever contest and I'm giving away my first free tool. I've already test drove the tool. I got to tell you, it's different. You haven't seen it. I promise you, but it's coming. So I am going to be running my contest on AppSumo tool, obviously. The King Sumo giveaway. I'm going to be running on that. So all the details are coming. Monday, I'm going to be here with the deets, as one of my community members say, Perry. She says, hey, Jenny, give us the deets. I'm going to give you the deets Monday. So you guys have been great. Thank you guys for hanging out. And all right, since you hung out this long, because I always kill you guys at the end, I missed out on the last video. I forgot because something happened. Somebody was ringing my doorbell and something crazy. I think it was an Amazon person, and I didn't get a chance to give you that tool. And I'm going to do something magic with that tool. So you guys need to hang on. So I'm going to give you the tool. And here's what I'm going to say, right? Since you're hanging out this long, what I'm going to tell you is you must own this tool. You can go look under seat cushions. And everybody that's in my community, they're tired of me putting up stuff about this tool. All right, so where is it at? Let me see. All right, so where is the tool? Let me find it. Let me get it for you. I don't even know where the tool is at. Hold on. What's the name of the tool? Been using it all day long. All right, so here's the tool, right? Sorry about that. I'm gonna edit this down. Let me see. Here's the tool. This was my secret tool. This is what I'm going to tell you. Since you hung around this long, you guys know I do not play about my tools. If you hung around this long, you're seeing this secret juicy tool. Seller pick is. Let me see if I can put my face on camera. Hopefully I don't break it, but hopefully I don't break the setup because I had to set up a certain way. Let me see if it works. All right, listen. Shh. All right, listen. Seller pick is sneaky. Now, for the people that are in my community, why don't you let people know about this tool? Let them know I'm not playing, right? I've been on this tool for, 2 weeks now, 3 weeks now, and I haven't shared with you because I have an Easter Bunny. What is it? An Easter Bunny $1 million hack pack coming up, and I'm dropping this tool in there, right? And I got to tell you, I'm not going to part with this hack easily. So it's going to probably be for Hack Pack 4 and above, maybe Hack Pack 3. Maybe I'll do Hack Pack 3. Hack Pack 3. So if you belong to this channel, Hack Pack 3 and above, you are going to get this Easter Bunny Super Hack Pack. Seller pick is a secret silent killer, man. I'm telling you, it's like carbon monoxide. This tool is nasty. All right, so I gave you the tool. If you hung around, you got it this time. I have a tier 3, right? I started out with a tier 1, moved to tier 2, and I got so addicted and my community kept making fun of me. I ended up going to a tier 3. All right, so hey, this has been Jenny Jones. If you hung around this long, you guys know I'll be giving you Easter eggs, so you got to hang out for the videos. You guys take care. Enough about that. My Wednesday winner chicken dinner is the tool we mentioned. That is Symphony. All right, I want to give you that. Snuck this in here. Alrighty. All right, so you guys have been great. You guys take care. Goodbye for now.